Welcome to the 2020 Global Peace Film Festival interview. My name is Kelly Devine, Artistic Director. Join me and Nina Strike, the Executive Director, in welcoming Raul Ingelka with his film Happiness. Please be sure to check out the Global Peace Film Festival website to watch this film under our Watch tab and learn about all the additional programming in this year's festival by going to peacefilmfest.org. The film festival starts September 21st and runs through October the 4th. Tickets are already on sale. We look forward to seeing you there. And now let's start the interview.
Well, hello, Raul. First of all, tell us about your film.
Well, hello, everyone. Nice to meet you. Happy to be here. Yeah, let me tell you about the film. So my film is basically about the comparison of happiness in Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, and Germany, Berlin, where I'm from. And it really has the main theme to it that it says what you focus on determines how you feel. And it's about a street seller in Addis Ababa who lives like a day by day and is this really simple and really in poverty, and yet has this super positive and playful and loving attitude. And then we have this businesswoman in Berlin, in Germany, who has her own company and who's really busy and who's really stressed and has a lot to handle and a lot of worries in her head. And I kind of compare these two worlds with each other, and really wanted to focus on the way people interact with each other. So the vibe and the interactions and how people communicate, how people treat each other. Because when I traveled to Addis Ababa, I could really tell there is, just for me, in my experience, it was really different to what I was used to seeing in Germany. So it really, it was just completely different in the way people treated each other. Was much more, people were much more welcoming and more loving, playful. You know, I really loved the vibe, and I thought, okay, I have to kind of catch that in the story. So that's the basic about it, I would say.
Oh, very good. So it was your travel to Ethiopia that inspired the story. It came out of
Yeah.
your trip?
Yeah, 100%. It was basically, it was, so I was working in Addis Ababa on a feature film as a second AD. So I was there and working on a feature film, which was half produced by a German production company and half Ethiopian. And we worked on the feature film, was great. And while I was there, I had just I got to know the team, you know, I got to know the people, and I was there for over like almost 3 months. So I really got to know the way of living and everything a bit more in depth, and made friends there, you know, with people from the team. And the way, yeah, as I said, the playfulness of it and the way I communicated with them and the way I was approached by people and this openness really made me think about how it is back home in Germany, how we do it back home in Germany, the whole communication and how it works. And so the distance basically to my hometown gave me this new perspective on how it's actually, how we can communicate completely different. You know, we can have a completely different vibe, and it's just made it so obvious to me. And I was like, wow, I want to I want to make that a movie. And of course I was working on a movie set, so I had the whole infrastructure around me to make a movie, kind of, you know, because I had the crew and I had the equipment. So I basically could do it really efficiently, even though I didn't have a lot of time because I was there to work on another film. But then, yeah, me and the DOP together, we thought about comparing the two worlds, the Germany and Addis Ababa, and we decided to shoot the first part in Ethiopia, and then 3 months longer than almost a year later we shot in Berlin. So there's a big span between the two shooting phases.
Well, the production values were were beautiful. So is this your first film, or have you?
It's well, I've done one before, like when I was younger, really small crew and really basic, no budget. I mean, this one especially, also no budget. But I would say this is like the first film where I had like a proper full crew. So in a way, it was my first film. Yes, definitely.
Well, it has a very strong visual quality to it. I mean, so you do have the way the production design, the way that um, created a kind of sense for the German story that was visual, as well as for the Ethiopian story. There was a warmth that came through just in the way that you framed the Ethiopian story from the German story. So all of the elements came together very well: the set design, the production design, as well as the script and the way that you directed the actors. It was really well done.
Yeah, thank you. That was really the conscious choice. I mean, it's a little bit extreme, right? The color grading is really that's desaturated in Germany, and it's pretty warm in Ethiopia. So we wanted to make this difference even more, like a little bit more obvious to this, and really make it the difference stronger. And I also have to say, of course, we have in Germany we have beautiful parts of life and the way of living, and in Ethiopia there's also, of course, also a lot of pain and poverty and negatives going on, so I just decided to pick this perspective of this really extreme comparison perspective of how the way of going through a normal day can be, and what I've witnessed over there, people experiencing a normal day, and just a general thankfulness for things without having anything. So without having anything materialistic. So just the thought was also to, I mean, in a way, one of the things I learned about it was that it comes down to I think your inner feeling and your inner experience, and that really colors the way you experience the outer world. I believe this, and this was also one of the ideas that people over there just have this inner joy and this inner happiness and playfulness, and they really can express it, and without, even though they live in this really poor circumstances, they create this joyful vibe just from within.
Oh, well, that definitely came through. Have you had a chance to share the finished film with both localities, with the actors in both places?
Yes, some of them, not everyone, unfortunately, yet. I still need to do a premiere I want to do one in Addis Ababa. This actually hasn't happened yet. So I also plan to fly there and get the whole team, because I mean, I'm in Germany based, and half the team is basically in Ethiopia, and the actors. So I need to schedule a flight and make a premiere there. I'm thinking about this 100%. Maybe through a local festival, maybe I have to figure it out how we're going to do it. But for sure, we want to do that.
Oh, very good. Very good. And one of the things that is at the core of what Global Peace Film Festival strives to do through our programming is to leverage the emotional power of art in order to show people models, or to give them moments of inspiration, or sometimes moments of reflection, and ways to be more inward thinking about their own lives. And and that was a big reason why I was attracted to your film, that I think there is a contemplative quality about it. Would you mind talking about, that what you would hope audiences might get out of the experience of watching your film?
Sure. Yeah. Well, so one theme of the film that I wanna also touch on, and that I think is something that I would love to people to think about after they watch it, is the idea of the inner child. So there's a lot of children in the film, and I try to show the children in a way that they're really happy and playful, and they able to enjoy the little things, and they have all these beautiful childlike qualities that I notice sometimes adults lose, and which is unfortunate because I think they're really positive in any way, you know, because so the idea was that in Germany part, the German lady, she basically she's so stressed and she's so overwhelmed that she loses the connection to her inner child, and she loses this love and kindness in her interactions and their playfulness in any way. And then we have the other side, in Addis Abeba, we have him who's still in touch with that inner child. And that was kind of like the idea behind the two characters and the children running around and children playing soccer. You know, there's always like this play associated with children and then love and kindness towards each other. And really the idea was to try to give an inspiration to adults to think about how they maybe can reconnect to the inner child and get that playfulness back into their daily life. Yeah, that was one theme. Wait, and then what was again the question?
No, I think that's it exactly. The notion of I think that's a beautiful thing to draw out and to make sure that people are attentive when they watch the film, because now as you're talking about it, the images of the film are coming back, that the beautiful way that you did thread the children throughout the entire story were a kind of parallel to that other world that the businesswoman, you know, everything is so intense and so important, but why?
Yeah, exactly. I think it's about like exactly why, because I think it's your own inner way of feeling and thinking about things that make it so intense, you know. It's really, I mean, I think there can be two people in the same situation and they perceive it completely different, even though it's objectively the same situation, you know. It's about, like, if someone is, for example, feeling really sad and he's in a situation, he's going to perceive and focus on different things than a person who's like super excited and happy, even though they're in the same room, right? So that's a little bit also in there. So what you focus on determines how you feel, this kind of idea. And yeah, that's one thing. And the other thing, of course, that I wanted people that would love for people to think about is that just to well, I think it's beautiful for me to use film as a medium to raise awareness about certain ideas and certain subjects, and which is, of course, I also love this festival because you are basically, I mean, you're really political and you're engaged in social issues and trying to really make a change there. And for me, this, like, raising awareness about subject like this, making people think about their self and about their own way of living and how they treat people, I think is already a first step into a better future. And there's so many different ways to contribute in a good way, you know. And I think for me, I found it through film to raise awareness about subjects I want to talk about and inspire people. But I think it's like, in my generation, I feel like there's so many people wanting to really make a good change and make an impact, but they're not really sure how, right? And so I think I would be really passionate about to think about how can we make the young generation, how can we guide them or give them a platform to kind of express that want and need to give and to do something good and to have an impact? How can we kind of, because I think it's unique to everybody else, right? How to do it. Everybody has to find an authentic way that resonates with them, how to properly do that. And I think there's not that much guidance out there still, and to help people get into that lane and figure it out for themselves, what really fits to them, how they can contribute, you know.
Oh, lovely.
But yeah, a little bit off the track.
No, it's
But,
lovely. That's lovely.
And that really fits with what we want to do with the festival, because we've always said that to find peace, you have to start with yourself.
yeah.
So that's why Kelly selected your film.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really about yourself, and it's really about observing your own inner self and observing this inner child connection and your way of also, I guess, your priorities in a way, right? Like, where are your priorities? What are you? how you're treating your closest friends and your other people. And children have this intuitive knowledge usually to do it, and this intuitive way of understanding give and take dynamics, you know, and this knowledge of fairness when you observe young children. And yeah, it's too bad sometimes. Why is it getting lost later on? Why is that? I don't know. It's I mean, it's an open question. I cannot answer. I just do like a micro answer from my little perspective, but it's something I really think about, how to not lose that or regain it.
So what's next for you?
Well, for me, it's I want to continue, of course, making films, and I love also doing international films, so in different locations, different stories that are, yeah, just grab my attention. I mean, I grew up in Berlin. You know, and Berlin is it's a really political city, and especially also right now. I mean, there's I would say. I mean, I grew up pretty international, but Berlin is my base, and it's I would say it's also kind of a peace city in Europe. We're really engaged, we're really political. We have all these people on the streets right now demonstrating and fighting for social justice, and we have, of course, we're fighting right-wing extremism and stuff, and all these problems we have right now, raising politically. So I think it's a great place for me to be inspired for new stories, and I definitely plan to continue making stories that have this quality to them, that they want to raise awareness about certain subjects and be political, or just inspire someone to really think differently about their own lives and contribute in that way, you know. And if only one or two people are inspired to do something good, you know, it's my job is done. It's great, you know. Then I already had this impact. I feel like it's really the impact as a filmmaker is often really indirect. You know, you can't really measure it that easily, but it's still nice to at least do an indirect contribution.
Well, we really appreciate it.
Yes.
Well, listen, thank you so much, Raul. And we want everyone out there listening to be sure to look up Happiness on the Global Peace Film Festival website, which is peacefilmfest.org. We also have Raul's website, www.rfe-film.com. You can learn all about his project. And please be sure, if you would like to ask Raul a question yourself, to seek out our Submit a Filmmaker question form, which is on our film pages under the Watch tab on the Global Peace Film Festival website. We also have a form for our impact survey. So if you have been inspired by any of the films that you've seen during the film festival, please be sure to tell us how through that form. We're always available through other social media. So like us and follow us, and we'd like to and follow you back. Remember, the film festival starts September 21st and runs through October the 4th. And we look forward to seeing you at the festival. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.